See? Then take a look at Professor Anthony RIVIECCIO's new program on Parrot TV. It's called Financial Focus University. This is an excellent program to learn about questions related to your own finances post-COVID, if how you can manage your money, how you can work with your tax situation. And this is an excellent and informative discussion of financial literacy. With Professor Anthony RIVIECCIO, your financial problems will be solved at Parrot TV with Financial Focus University.
In a world where the quality of information available to poorer communities is doctored, tainted, and sometimes regressive, where the words fake news have come to mean other people's opinions, it is vital to rely on news platforms with journalists who have feet on the ground and can report the truth. New York Parrot, a New York-based national and global news outlet, is changing the narratives of media operations. We focus on the news that matters, like self-empowerment, entrepreneurship, finances, health, security, politics, and more. We strive to curb violence, racial and economic discrimination, and to promote peace and socio-economic development of multiculturally diverse world. As we give voice to the people, we also give your business a voice and make it heard. Get your product and services off the ground by advertising on our fast-growing platform. With so much of daily visits to New York Parrot, you can't afford to be invisible to prospective clients on the website they trust the most. Our posts reach millions of people across the New York State and around the world. Advertising on our new site will unlock an audience of thousands of potential customers on your doorstep. New York Parrot is born to prosperously speak tomorrow for the voiceless.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Parrot TV. Welcome to Financial Focus University. Welcome to class. My name is Professor Anthony RIVIECCIO. Many people know me as the founder of a 25-year money management firm called the Financial Advisors Group. Others know me as the current CEO of an internet financial advisory firm called RIVIECCIO Financial Advisors. And others know me as an adjunct professor, teaching personal finance at both Herbert H. Lehman College and Monroe College, a public and private university here in the state of New York. But you can call me Anthony. And when you get to know me better, you can call me Tony. And when you get to know me even better than that, you can call me any other four-letter word you want, like some of my colleagues. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great curriculum for you today. Let me start off by saying we're going to be talking about Bidenomics this week, our first segment, right? Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to put on your parachutes, because Jerome Powell of the Federal Reserve Board told the markets a very important public secret today that made the markets go crazy. We'll talk about that in a few moments. Our second topic, ladies and gentlemen, is a topic I'm sure you might want to grab a pen, because we're going to talk about your electricity bill, right? I'm sure you've had the air conditioner on all summer. It's hot out here today in New York. I'm hot as I'm talking to you. We got the air conditioner going strong. And then guess what, ladies and gentlemen? In a couple of weeks, it's going to get cold. And then we're going to have the heater on, right? We're going to keep turning that on and that on. So, ladies and gentlemen, how do we lower our electricity bill? We'll talk about that in a few moments. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the professor's opinion. Yes, I have an opinion, and I want to share it with you. Jerome Powell from the Federal Reserve Board said interest rates are going to go up. They're going to go up dramatically so we can stop inflation. Is that good? Or is that bad? Or is that both? Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about financial news, market information, or what we call Bidenomics. And as we talk about Bidenomics, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the economic indicators for the week, being Friday, August 26th, the end of our financial market week. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I generally go over the data, let me also remind you, because I had a very good question about this, is that the data I go through covers the early part of the week to the end part of the week. So, for example, on Monday, we had retail sales that came out, and they came out flat. And then on Tuesday, durable goods numbers came out, and those numbers also came out flat. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, it was sort of a light data-based day, but capital good numbers came out. And they were slightly up, 0.4%. And then today being Friday, you might have heard of a wonderful place called Jackson Hole, where we have wonderful people like Jerome Powell of the Federal Reserve Board and many other interest rate governors from around the world getting together talking about monetary policy. And Jerome Powell said today that inflation is our #1 problem, and we have to keep rising up interest rates so we can stop inflation. So this is the data, ladies and gentlemen, that came in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You put all the data together, put it in a blender, let's turn on the button. What does it all mean? Let's go to the next slide. What it means, ladies and gentlemen, is on Monday, we were down. We were down 2.2%. And then on Tuesday, we went down again. Not as bad, 0.2%. But so far, we're not having a good week, right? So Wednesday comes. Well, Wednesday, we sort of offset Tuesday. It went up a little bit, 0.2% positive, right? So we still had that bad Monday, but we offset it on Tuesday. And then Thursday comes by, and now it's starting to look good, right? That capital goods number really helped out. We generated a positive 1.3%. So now we're almost at break even. And then today, Jerome Powell opens his mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, the stock market went down 3.3%. Because as everyone generally knows, the stock market does not like higher interest rates for whatever the reason is, right? So that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Put it all together, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the week in general on the next slide. As we look at the week in general, the stock market went down for the week 4.2%. That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. Don't jump out the window yet. So now that we looked at the stock market, let's take a look at the bond market. Well, as you heard me say a minute ago with Jerome Powell, right? Interest rates are going up. The 2-year bond went from 3.25 to 3.39. The 10-year bond went from 2.95 to 3.03%. And fans of our show might notice, I will say it again, if you look at the 2-year and 10-year carefully, you're looking at the inverted yield curve, where you get more of your money back on a 2-year bond than you do on a 10-year bond. That's not supposed to be happening, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to know where part of our problem is with the economy, there it is right there. So the stock market for a total of 32 weeks, 8 months of the year. Happy 8 months, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? We're down, ladies and gentlemen, negative 12.1%. And ladies and gentlemen, the Bob Press Gloom and Doom Index once again reappears. Bob has been in the market for 22 weeks, and he is down negative 5.5%. But if you look at the stock market index with the Bob Press Index, you can see that most of our 2022 damage happened the first 2.5 months of the year, the first 10 weeks of the year. Then Bob decided to jump in, and then, of course, we're still down. We're down another negative 5.5%. So, ladies and gentlemen, what does Bidenomics say for the week? Honestly, tomorrow's Saturday. Go get a drink. We'll be back in a moment.
All roads lead to the land of Terenga, the home of hospitality. Join us as we put Senegal in the brightest spotlight in Africa for the historic inaugural Daylight Africa Week, also known as Transatlantic Family Reunification Week and African Open House Week. Daylight Africa Week event is scheduled to be officially launched in the Senegambia region of Africa, specifically in Dakar, in the first week of September 2022. at King Fahd Palace Hotel, Dakar, Senegal. Founded by African Union Day Foundation (AUDF) in New York City, the historical event will be graced by numerous diaspora Africans, American citizens, spiritual leaders, and some New York elected officials who have shown interest in visiting Africa and exploring its grandeur. President Macky Sall, current chairman of the African Union, shall lead the launching of the most transformative initiative for the continent. Join us for the epoch-making event, which features orientation and dinner with Senegalese President, Daylight Africa Week and STEM Up Africa Luncheon Celebration, visitation to Gorée Island and sightseeing, meeting with American Ambassador and dinner with the press in Gambia, African Union Day celebration with the First Lady and Odon Nalia Award, and so much more. African Union Day Foundation, a pan-African non-profit organization committed to promoting Africa and anything Africa. For more inquiries, call +171 8822 5555 or email us at daylightafrica@gmail.com. Be there.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to grab a pen because, again, our show is about financial news, market information, and then my personal favorite part, personal finance. And when we talk about personal finance this week, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get right down to the nitty-gritty, right? Forget all the big stuff, right? Forget all the expenses that, you pay 20, 30, 40, 50%. Right? Let's talk about the nitty-gritty. Let's talk about the summertime. Let's talk about the fact that as I'm talking to you, I'm burning up. And I have an air conditioner right in the back that's blowing very, very hard, and I can't wait to get to it. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll bet you sort of feel the same way, right? Let's turn on that air conditioner. Let's get cool. And then September will come, and then October will come. And then we'll start to feel a little cool, so we'll shut off the air conditioner and we'll put on the heater. And then as October comes into November, we'll turn it on a little bit more and a little bit more. And then, ladies and gentlemen, what about all the other appliances that you use in the home, right? Like refrigerator, washing machine, the dryer, right? So let's talk about lowering your electricity bill. That's our week's topic. And ladies and gentlemen, let me start off by saying I am a numbers man. So when I first looked at this, I said to myself, oh, I guess the best way to lower my electricity bill is to give me some free money, right? No, that's not what this is all about. This is about getting into the grind of lowering your electricity bill. So what did I do? Guess what? I did my own research. I called some electricians. I told them I was doing this show. I almost have one on the show, actually. And I asked them for some ideas, non-monetary ideas of how I could lower my bill 5, 10, 15, 20%. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share these slides with you or how you can get access to them at the end of the show. But grab a pen because we're going to talk about some major ways and some minor ways. So when we go to the next slide, let's talk about some major ways, right? Now, the first two items are sort of self-obvious. Number one, keep the thermostat steady, right? You want to keep it at a steady level. You don't want to keep go up and down and up, right? And then during the evening, you want to keep it down, right? You don't want to put it up. You want to keep it down. So again, steady during the day, down at night. That goes for both the air conditioner as well as the heater. Ladies and gentlemen, another area that we don't think about so much, filters, right? A lot of our appliances have filters. They collect dust, they collect dirt, they accumulate, they hog up all the air. Those filters should be changed. They should be changed according to conversations I had on an every seasonal basis. Why? Because the air will flow better and the electricity costs will be less. So I had one person that said to me, well, Anthony, if someone in their apartment or their home has a whole bunch of used stuff and they're just trying to maintain the used stuff, like an old refrigerator or an old dryer or an old washing machine, you know what he said? He said, throw all that away. He said, get a new one, because these new ones are very cost efficient. These new ones save money on electricity costs. And you'll probably, according to some of the experts I spoke to, said dollar for dollar, you'll probably save more money getting a new one than trying the old one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I must say, if you notice by the hair, I like to try to preserve as much as I can. So, another area, ladies and gentlemen, insulation. And this is very important, especially coming into the winter time, right? If there are any ways to insulate your apartment or your home, now is the best time to invest in that situation. Why? Because right now it's cheap. Because in a couple of months, it's going to be very expensive. And then, of course, as you insulate the home, it also saves you on energy costs. When we go to the next slide, we're going to talk about some minor but important ways to lower your electricity bill. Ladies and gentlemen, number one, and I'm sort of guilty as charged too, turn off your lights at night, right? That goes for everything in the home. I don't do that sometimes, I'll admit. I have my own little area that I watch TV. I think it's called like a men's cave, right? I think they call it a man's cave. And I sit there and I have fun and I watch my TV and then I leave the lights on because I'm reading. And guess what? I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, the lights are on, right? Shut them off at night. And ladies and gentlemen, whatever you're not using that's plugged, unplug it. I know it sounds inconvenient. I know it sounds like an extra step, but you want to save 10, 20% on your electricity costs, right? That's what we got to do. Ladies and gentlemen, schedule a time that you're going to shut off the computer, right? You want to shut off your brain, shut off the computer. The brain for hopefully a good night's sleep, the computer for lower energy costs. So ladies and gentlemen, if we were to follow most or all of the things that I just suggested, according to the experts, you should save, depending on your financial situation, 10, 20, maybe even 30% on future energy bills. Or, as I like to say to my clients, ladies and gentlemen, my energy costs in the home are 8% of my total expenses. Do I really care? Not really, but many people do, and many people should. So, if you want a copy of these slides, let's go to the next slide. All you have to do is feel free to reach out to me. You can give me a call, 347-575-5045. I want to thank all the people that have reached out to me already in regards to prior slides. Some little homework, ladies and gentlemen. We want to educate you as we go week after week after week with our show. So please press the subscribe button so we can financially educate you. We'll be back in a moment.
America Open Market, AO Market, the best digital market for humanity, is a free multilingual borderless market open to international sellers with various languages included. With America Open Market, you may start selling in minutes after filling out the form. Comprehensive dashboard where you understand your sales, orders, and customers is available. You get paid directly, securely, and instantly on the America Open Market. You can sell your house, car, electronic laptop, CD player, boombox, phone, headphones, furniture, and clothing, and anything on AmericaOpenMarket.com where all your sales and customer needs are met. Register as a merchant today. You will not regret becoming a vendor at America Open Market. For further inquiries, contact us at aomarket@gmail.com. AO Market, best digital marketplace for humanity.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We hope the prior segment educated you. And again, feel free to reach out for me for those slides. They're free of charge. All you got to do is make a phone call. Ladies and gentlemen, a little housekeeping before we go to our final segment. This is particularly geared for people that are in small business. Like myself, I've been a small business sole proprietor for 27 years. And I'm sure that you must have goods and services that you want to provide. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to provide you advertising here on Financial Focus University. We want you to reach out to our audience of over 1,000 subscribers and feel free to share your goods and services. If you'd like to advertise on our show, please feel free to give me a call, 347-575-5045. And thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, our final segment, the professor's opinion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard, this is a very serious economic situation that I'm about ready to talk about. Our Federal Reserve Board, Mr. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve Board, made a very short speech this morning, and his speech had to do with how he felt long-term interest rates, short-term and long-term interest rates, were going to go between now and the rest of the year. Now, he's in charge of the interest rate board, right? So his opinion is very important. And he made a startling statement that didn't really upset the bond market more than the stock market, as you saw from our earlier segment. He said, we're going to stop United States inflation. We're going to stop it if we have to keep rising interest rates, and rising interest rates. And ladies and gentlemen, whether that's going to work or not is subject to both time, economic analysis, and opinion, but that's another subject for another time. What I think is safe to say now is that Jerome Powell has said to us, expect interest rates to go up. Expect them to double. They might even triple. So what does that mean for you in your financial life? Knowing that 3 months from now, interest rates will be higher. 6 months from now, interest rates will be higher. What does that mean to your money? What does that mean to your financial life? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know, interest rates go up and interest rates go down. And whether they go up or down, there's a very big analogy that we should understand when it comes to interest rates, whether they go up or down. Whether they go up or down, part of that will be a good sign. Part of that will also be a bad sign. And then, of course, you adjust appropriately. So I do apologize. Let's go to the slide now. So when we talk about knowing that interest rates are going to go up, well, let's look at the bad side first. The bad side is that now the cost of credit is going to be higher, right? If you're going to be taking out credit cards, or if you currently have credit cards, or if you're thinking of taking out a loan, or if you're thinking of getting a mortgage, well, the cost of that credit is going to be now higher, and maybe even higher, and maybe even higher. So I would not suggest to anyone in the next 6 months to look at these areas for their financial life and their money, because interest rates will only be higher. So the cost of the credit will be much higher to you. Is there a good side to this madness? Of course there is. Interest rates are going up. Hello, bank. Hello, financial institution. Hello, RIVIECCIO financial advisors, right? Because when interest rates go up, that's good for checking accounts. That's good for savings accounts. That's good for money market accounts. That's good for CDs, certificates of deposit. If you remember from our first segment, our Bidenomics segment, I always talk about the 2-year and 10-year treasury bills, right? You can go get treasury bills at that rate, right? It wasn't that long ago that when I was doing this show, I think I was saying that 2-year rates were like 0.9 something, right? And now they're at 3%. And the Federal Reserve Board has already said they're going up. They're going up. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, our rates are going up too. But the moral of this story, ladies and gentlemen, is twofold. Number one, interest rates are going up. So what do you do to protect your money? You do not get a mortgage right now. You think about readjusting your credit cards, especially if you have high interest rates now. Because if you have them now, and most of these credit cards are not fixed, they are variable rates. So if they go down, if rates go down, so does that card. But when they go up, so does that card. So we don't want to be on the bad side of this. We want to be on the good side of this. We want to learn how to save. We want to learn how to invest. And we want to learn to do it in areas of safe guarantee, like checking accounts, savings accounts, certificates of deposit, areas that will protect your money during a time of uncertainty as we have right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us this week. It's a pleasure to have you every week at Financial Focus University. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please click the subscribe button so we can financially educate you week after week after week. If anybody needs any help or wants a copy of our slides or wants to advertise on our show, feel free to give me a call, 347-575-5045. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. Be financially focused. Stay well.
In a world where the quality of information available to poorer communities is doctored, tainted and sometimes regressive, where the words fake news have come to mean other people's opinions, it is vital to rely on news platforms with journalists who have feet on the ground and can report the truth. New York Parrot, a New York-based national and global news outlet, is changing the narratives of media operations. We focus on the news that matters, like self-empowerment, entrepreneurship, finances, health, security, politics, and more. We strive to curb violence, racial and economic discrimination, and to promote peace and socio-economic development of multiculturally diverse world. As we give voice to the people, we also give your business a voice and make it heard. Get your products and services off the ground by advertising on our fast-growing platform. With so much of daily visits to New York Parrot, you can't afford to be invisible to prospective clients on the websites they trust the most. Our posts reach millions of people across the New York State and around the world. Advertising on our new site will unlock an audience of thousands of potential customers on your doorstep. New York Parrot is born to prosperously speak tomorrow.